Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. I just wanted to post this quick video talking about the attribution discussion that we just completed from lesson 4. So I will have your grades posted today. Today is Tuesday. I will have your grades posted tomorrow, Wednesday. Since this is the first time you've kind of done a full like true on like discussion, I wanted to provide a little bit of feedback because I've kind of read through most of the posts so far. So I know if you remember in lesson 1, we did kind of just an introduction discussion, which was very basic and, just provided some additional information. So, that one was pretty straightforward. And then in lessons 2 and 3, you wrote essays. And so, I provided some feedback, with your essays. And if you remember, if I provided you this feedback, or even if I didn't, I wanted just to reiterate that whenever you're with your essay specifically, and then it's your discussions as we get into that, make sure that you're tying, what you're writing about back to what we read. In each lesson, I provide a bunch of documents for you to read, that goes along with that lesson for the week. I might even put a few videos here and there from time to time. But the best scores tie, when you're writing, like the identity essay, as you were writing more about the things that you learned about your own identity, when you're able to tie that back to the readings, those are the best scores, because that way I know you're reading the material and that you're applying what you learn into your essay. So and I want to continue that with the attribution discussion that we just completed. I noted that several of you did a really good job of looking at the attribution theory and the perception and things like that we learned, and then you tied it into your discussion. So I highly encourage you to continue to do that for the rest of the semester, whether it's in a discussion or in an essay, because again, those get the best scores. And most importantly, I know that you're learning, you're applying what we want you to get out of this course. Again, that's incredibly important. So a couple of quick notes just about discussion. First off, make sure you pay attention to the due dates, because with most discussions, there's going to be 2 due dates. And I think almost all of you, did a great job, this week of doing your initial post by Saturday, and then by Monday responding to at least one classmate. And again, I looking through just kind of a brief cursory view of your attribution discussion, I think I'm very pleased so far with what I've seen as far as your initial post. So just a quick word about when you respond to somebody. The instructions will tell you what to respond to, but the one thing that I don't want to see is just sometimes, people have tendency to be like, I'll just say John. Hey, John, love your post, great responses, I agree. And then that's the whole post. It might be 1 or 2 sentences, maybe 20 or 30 words. That's what I don't want to see, because those don't get any points. Those don't tell me that you read and that you really understood what your classmate posted, and then you're responding to the question that I asked for the response. Make sure that you add elements of the discussion to take what you wrote, respond what they wrote, add some details what you wrote, and then combine, tie that back to what we read in class as far as that week's discussion readings. Those get usually get very, very high scores, and sometimes get perfect scores, because again, that way I know you're really taking their time to respond to your classmate, to offer feedback to them, and to go from there. Now, just because I say, just respond to one classmate, if you want to respond to more than one classmate, again, your score is likely to get even better if you're doing, because then you're doing extra work. You're showing me that you're really taking the assignment seriously, and then, taking it to the next level. Again, if I say just respond to one classmate, that's all that's required to get, to get a high score. But again, I want everybody to do so well in this course. So maybe if you respond to 2 or 3 classmates, then you're taking that step above, and you're putting me in a position where I want to give you more points. So just some tips for you as you go throughout. Those short little, hey, John, love what you said, great post, I agree, or no, I don't agree with that, think again. Things like that don't get any points. I want to give you as many points as possible. So just those are some tips for you. And then with this week, with lesson 5, when we start talking about attitudes and emotions, I really want to see, your responses, your initial post really tie into your own emotions on how you feel about the topics that are discussed in this. Tie the 2 together, and then come up with a conclusion. And then when you respond to your 1 or 2 classmates, make sure you're taking what they wrote, applying your own knowledge, and then take it from there. So if you do all that, then you're going to do really well in the assignment. So again, with lesson 5, attitudes and emotions, if you have any questions about the content, please let me know. One final note, I want you to go back and look at your grades. Again, I will post the lesson 4 grades tomorrow. But after I post lesson 4 grades, if you are missing any grades, maybe I didn't give you any points because you didn't submit anything, send me an email as soon as you can and let me know, and maybe we can work something out so that you can get some points. I don't want to see anybody get zeros on anything. We're all busy. Things come up. I totally understand that. I want to be as flexible as I possibly can, within reason. So if you have any assignments that you have not submitted yet that you would like to still get points for, send me an email, let me know, and we can work something out. So again, through the first 4 lessons, I'm really pleased with the way the course is going. Everyone is really picking up the material, and I know it's a lot of reading. I know it's a lot of detail, but again, that's the only way that we can continue to grow in this class and learn. And a lot of what you're learning now will be applied to later in the class. So every lesson builds on itself to an ultimate conclusion at the end. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. But thanks again for your hard work, and we'll talk soon.